What if your first meal of the day could be quietly arming your body against chronic diseases? Forget about grabbing a quick empty bite. We're talking about a breakfast that actively helps calm inflammation, that hidden fire linked to everything from achy joints to heart conditions. The truth is, certain compounds in everyday breakfast foods have an amazing power to cool this internal blaze, and the science behind it is more fascinating than you might think. Stay with us as we reveal 10 breakfast powerhouses and the surprising ways they work for your health every single morning. Inflammation is a word we hear all the time, but what's it really doing in our bodies? Well, in short, it's your immune system's natural alarm system, reacting to an injury or infection. That's a good thing when it's temporary. But when that alarm keeps going off, simmering away day after day, that's when problems start. This constant, low-grade inflammation is now seen as a key culprit behind many major health issues. Think heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even some neurodegenerative disorders. So many of us live with chronic inflammation without even knowing. It's quietly affecting our energy, our comfort, and our health down the road. But here's the really empowering part. Your fork is one of the best tools you have to get it under control, and it all starts with breakfast. We're not just talking about eating healthy in general. We're getting into the surprising science, the specific nutrients, the potent plant compounds, and the incredible way certain foods can actually turn down that inflammation dial. In this video, we're uncovering 10 common breakfast foods that are, believe it or not, inflammation-fighting superheroes. For each one, we'll look at what makes it so good, checking out the compounds, doing the heavy lifting, and how they work on a cellular level. By the end, you'll have a great roadmap for building a breakfast that not only tastes amazing, but also sets you up for a healthier, less inflamed life. First up, and for a very good reason, are berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. These colorful little gems aren't just delicious, they're packed with some of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. We often hear they're loaded with antioxidants, but there's even more to their story. The surprising science here involves a type of flavonoid called anthocyanins. These are the pigments that give berries their gorgeous red, purple, and blue colors. But they do more than just look pretty. Anthocyanins are fantastic at managing our inflammatory pathways. Research shows they actively reduce the production of those pro-inflammatory cytokines, basically messenger molecules that tell your body to fire up inflammation. Specifically, studies suggest anthocyanins can calm down the NF-κB pathway, which, when it's overactive, is like having a stuck accelerator pedal for inflammation. Think of anthocyanins as skilled peacekeepers, stepping in to cool down an overeager inflammatory response. Plus, regularly eating berries has been linked to lower levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a key blood marker that shows inflammation in the body. Getting them into your breakfast? Easy and delicious. Toss a generous handful into your oatmeal or whole grain cereal. Blend them into a colorful smoothie. Layer them in a yogurt parfait or just enjoy a bowl by themselves. And good news, even frozen berries keep their powerful anthocyanin punch, so you can enjoy them all year round. Starting your day with berries is like sending in a specialized crew to keep inflammation in check right from the morning. Next, we've got fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. Now, these might not be an everyday breakfast for everyone, but even having them a few times a week can make a huge difference, thanks to their incredible omega-3 fatty acid content. These aren't just any fats, they're vital players in the fight against inflammation. The surprising science here is all about two specific omega-3s, eicosapentaenoic acid, EPA, and docosahexaenoic acid, DHA. Our bodies use fatty acids to make signaling molecules called eicosanoids. Some of these, often made from omega-6 fatty acids, which we get a lot of in processed foods, actually promote inflammation. But EPA and DHA, they lead to eicosanoids that are much less inflammatory or even actively anti-inflammatory. Here's the really cool part. EPA and DHA directly compete with those pro-inflammatory omega-6s for the enzymes. So, by eating more EPA and DHA, you're essentially giving your body fewer building blocks to create those strong inflammatory messengers. It's like a molecular tug of war, and you want omega-3s to win. On top of that, EPA and DHA can also create specialized pro-resolving mediators, SPMs, like resolvins and protectins, which, just as their names suggest, actively help to resolve inflammation and get you back to healing. For breakfast, how about some smoked salmon on a slice of whole grain toast with a little avocado? Flaked cooked salmon or mackerel can be great in a savory breakfast bowl with quinoa and greens. Even canned sardines, which are packed with both omega-3s and calcium, can be a quick and surprisingly tasty option with some whole grain crackers. These fish give your body a direct supply of fats that tell it to cool things down. Avocado, that creamy green fruit so many of us love, is our third breakfast champion against inflammation. Its popularity is totally deserved, not just because it's tasty and versatile, but for its unique mix of anti-inflammatory goodies. The surprising science with avocados comes from their rich supply of monounsaturated fats, mostly oleic acid, carotenoids like lutein and zeaxanthin, and different forms of vitamin E. It's not just one single compound. It's how all these nutrients work together that makes avocados so effective. Monounsaturated fats themselves are linked to reduced inflammation, but the carotenoids and vitamin E are powerful antioxidants that protect your cells from damage. What's really interesting is that studies have shown eating avocados can lead to a drop in specific inflammatory markers, like interleukin-1 beta, IL-1 and C-reactive protein, CRP. Research suggests compounds in avocados can also gently nudge those pathways that control inflammation, helping to dial down the body's inflammatory response. Plus, the healthy fats in avocados might also help reduce visceral fat, which itself can be a source of inflammatory compounds. Avocado toast on whole grain bread is a classic for a reason. It's simple and it works. You can also blend avocado into smoothies for extra creaminess and a nutrient kick. Sliced avocado alongside eggs or in a breakfast burrito adds a satisfying, inflammation-fighting touch. Its healthy fats also help you absorb fat-soluble vitamins from other foods in your meal. Next is leafy greens. Don't just save your greens for lunch and dinner. Leafy powerhouses like spinach and kale are incredible additions to an anti-inflammatory breakfast. They're nutritional dynamos, packed with vitamins, minerals, and a whole bunch of plant compounds that fight inflammation on several fronts. The surprising science here is all about a fantastic cocktail of beneficial stuff. Leafy greens are loaded with antioxidants, including beta-carotene, vitamin C, and vitamin E. But one compound that really stands out is quercetin, a flavonoid found in heaps in spinach and kale. Quercetin has been shown to slow down the production and release of histamines and other inflammatory culprits. It can interfere with several steps in the inflammatory process, including the activity of enzymes like COX and LOX, which produce pro-inflammatory prostaglandins and leukotrienes. What's more, quercetin can tweak signaling pathways like NF-κB and MAPK, basically telling cells to ease up on their inflammatory signals. Leafy greens are also a good source of magnesium, a mineral involved in over 300 bodily processes, and not getting enough magnesium is linked to increased inflammation. So, how do you get them into your breakfast? Wilt a big handful of spinach or kale into your scrambled eggs or omelet. Blend them into a green smoothie. The fruit usually masks their flavor, so you get all the benefits without even noticing. Sautéed greens can be a delicious side to any savory breakfast. Starting your day with these greens is a direct way to flood your system with inflammation-cooling nutrients. Next, nuts and seeds like walnuts, almonds, chia seeds, flax seeds. A sprinkle of nuts or a spoonful of seeds can take your breakfast from simple to supercharged in the fight against inflammation. Walnuts, almonds, chia seeds, and flax seeds each bring their own unique anti-inflammatory game to the table. The surprising science here is pretty varied. Walnuts and flax seeds are especially rich in alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that our body can convert, though not always super efficiently, into EPA and DHA, those anti-inflammatory stars we find in fish oil. Chia seeds are also an excellent source of ALA. Almonds, on the other hand, are packed with vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects our cell membranes from damage. Many nuts and seeds also contain polyphenols, plant compounds that have shown anti-inflammatory effects by influencing gene expression related to inflammation and cutting down on oxidative stress. And importantly, nuts and seeds are fantastic sources of fiber. This fiber isn't just for keeping you regular, it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. These bacteria then produce short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, like butyrate, which has powerful anti-inflammatory effects, both in the gut and throughout your body, helping to keep your gut lining strong and stopping inflammatory stuff from leaking into your bloodstream. Sprinkle chopped walnuts or almonds over your oatmeal or yogurt. Add a tablespoon of chia seeds or ground flax seeds to smoothies, puddings, or overnight oats. A small handful of mixed nuts and seeds can be a great mini breakfast if you're pressed for time. They give you crunch, sustained energy, and a serious dose of anti-inflammatory goodness. If you're finding this information helpful and you're keen to learn more about how food can really boost your health, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're all about bringing you science-backed info to help you live your healthiest life. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next videos. Now, let's get back to more breakfast superheroes. Next are whole grains, especially oats and quinoa, are a breakfast staple for many, and for good reason when it comes to taming inflammation. Just make sure you're choosing whole grains, not the refined kinds, because processing strips away so many of their best bits. The surprising science behind whole grains' anti-inflammatory power mostly comes down to their fiber content and some unique phytonutrients. Oats, for instance, contain a specific type of soluble fiber called Beta-Glucan. Beta-Glucan is known for lowering cholesterol, yes, but it also helps regulate the immune system and can have anti-inflammatory effects. It helps slow down digestion, which prevents those sharp spikes in blood sugar that can actually contribute to inflammation. Both oats and quinoa provide resistant starch and other non-digestible carbs that act as prebiotics. As we talked about with nuts and seeds, these prebiotics feed your good gut bacteria, leading to the production of those anti-inflammatory SCFAs. A healthy gut microbiome is a really big deal for managing inflammation throughout your body. Whole grains also contain various phenolic compounds and antioxidants that can help neutralize free radicals and reduce oxidative stress, which often goes hand in hand with inflammation. A warm bowl of oatmeal, maybe topped with some berries and nuts, is a classic anti-inflammatory way to start the day. Quinoa can be cooked like porridge or used as a base for a savory breakfast bowl with eggs and veggies. Overnight oats are another brilliant, convenient option. By choosing these intact grains, you're fueling your body and your gut microbes in a way that actively helps keep inflammation down. Next, yogurt, especially Greek or probiotic-rich. Yogurt, especially the plain, unsweetened kinds that are packed with probiotics, can be a fantastic partner in your anti-inflammatory breakfast plan. The real magic here is in the live and active cultures it contains. The surprising science here is all about probiotics, those friendly bacteria that can give your gut microbiome a healthy boost. Our gut is a major gateway between our body and the outside world, and it plays a massive role in keeping our immune system balanced. If your gut microbiome is out of whack, something called dysbiosis, it can lead to a leaky gut. This means the intestinal barrier gets more permeable, allowing things like bacterial components called lipopolysaccharides, LPS, to sneak into the bloodstream. And LPS is a big trigger for inflammation. Probiotics help to strengthen that gut barrier, keep it sealed up tight, and outcompete harmful bacteria. Certain probiotic strains found in yogurt can also influence the immune system by nudging the production of cytokines, encouraging the release of anti-inflammatory ones like IL-10 and possibly turning down the pro-inflammatory ones. They can also affect toll-like receptors, TLRs, which are key sensors that kick off inflammatory responses, helping to keep them from overreacting. Go for plain Greek yogurt, which is higher in protein, or any yogurt that clearly states it contains live and active probiotic cultures. Use it as a base for a parfait with berries and nuts. Blend it into smoothies for a creamy text and a probiotic punch, or simply enjoy it with a sprinkle of cinnamon. This creamy delight is actively working to support your gut and, in turn, calm inflammation. Next up are eggs. Eggs have had a bit of a controversial past, but current research mostly gives them a thumbs up in a healthy diet, and they bring some surprising anti-inflammatory benefits to your breakfast. The surprising science with eggs goes beyond just their protein. Egg yolks are one of the best food sources of choline, an essential nutrient that plays a part in reducing inflammation. They also contain antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids famous for eye health, but they also have anti-inflammatory properties throughout the body. Perhaps most importantly, eggs are a natural source of vitamin D. Vitamin D is actually more like a hormone, and it's a powerful regulator of the immune system. Your immune cells have vitamin D receptors, and vitamin D can influence the production of cytokines, often shifting the balance towards a less inflammatory state. Studies have shown that having enough vitamin D is linked to lower markers of inflammation, and it can encourage the production of anti-inflammatory proteins like IL-10. Scrambled, poached, boiled, or in an omelet packed with veggies, eggs are incredibly versatile for breakfast. Pairing them with leafy greens or tomatoes boosts the anti-inflammatory power of your meal even more. So, don't hesitate to include eggs. They offer a unique package of nutrients that help in taming inflammation. Next, tomatoes often enjoyed at breakfast. Whether sliced on toast, cooked into an omelet, or as part of a savory dish, tomatoes are a vibrant source of an especially powerful anti-inflammatory compound. The surprising science here is all about lycopene, the carotenoid pigment that gives tomatoes their brilliant red color. Lycopene is a superstar antioxidant, incredibly good at neutralizing those harmful free radicals that can damage cells and stir up inflammation. But its benefits don't stop there. Studies suggest lycopene can directly interfere with inflammatory pathways, possibly by blocking the activation of NF-κB, a key player in starting inflammation. Research has linked eating lycopene to reductions in inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, CRP. What's particularly cool about lycopene is how our bodies absorb it. Cooking tomatoes, especially with a little healthy fat like olive oil, significantly increases how much lycopene your body can actually take in and use. So, that cooked tomato sauce or those stewed tomatoes in your breakfast might be even more powerful than fresh slices. Enjoy cooked tomatoes in your omelets or scrambled eggs. Sliced tomatoes on whole grain toast with avocado are a great choice. Maybe even a small glass of low-sodium tomato juice. A simple shakshuka, eggs poached in a spiced tomato sauce, can be a delicious way to get lycopene's benefits. So, embrace the cooked tomato for a supercharged anti-inflammatory boost. Last, spices. Turmeric, ginger, garlic. Our final category isn't a single food, but a trio of amazing spices: turmeric, ginger, and garlic. These have been used for centuries in traditional medicine, and modern science is now backing up their remarkable anti-inflammatory skills. The surprising science is specific to the bioactive compounds in each one. Turmeric contains curcumin, a polyphenol that's been studied extensively. Curcumin is a powerful manager of inflammation, shown to block multiple inflammatory pathways, including NF-κB, COX-2, and LOX. It can reduce the production of pro-inflammatory signals like TNF-alpha and various interleukins. Ginger gets its power from compounds like gingerol, which also have strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, working on similar pathways to curcumin. Garlic contains allicin and other sulfur compounds, which have been shown to lower inflammatory markers and boost immune cell activity. Basically, these spices help disrupt the communication networks that drive chronic inflammation. Adding these spices to your breakfast is easier than you might think. Add a pinch of turmeric and a dash of black pepper, which helps your body absorb curcumin, to your scrambled eggs or a breakfast tofu scramble. Grate fresh ginger into your smoothie or oatmeal. Finely minced garlic can be added to savory breakfast dishes like omelets or sautéed veggies. Even a small amount of these spices can make a big contribution to your anti-inflammatory efforts. So there you have it, 10 incredible breakfast foods, each one backed by solid science for their ability to help reduce inflammation. We've talked about vibrant berries, omega-3 rich fatty fish, creamy avocados, nutrient-packed leafy greens, powerful nuts and seeds, fiber-filled whole grains, probiotic-rich yogurt, versatile eggs, lycopene-loaded tomatoes, and potent spices like turmeric, ginger, and garlic. Each one brings unique compounds and ways to help cool those fires of chronic inflammation in your body. Adding even a few of these foods to your morning routine can make a real difference to how you feel and to your long-term health. Remember, fighting inflammation isn't about finding one magic bullet. It's about consistently making smart, informed choices. Which of these anti-inflammatory breakfast foods is already your go-to? Or which one are you most excited to try? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing from you and learning about your health journey. If this video has given you some new, empowering knowledge, please give it a thumbs up. And most importantly, share it with anyone you think could benefit. For more science-backed tips on nutrition and wellness, make sure you're subscribed and have hit that notification bell. Looking for more ways to build an anti-inflammatory lifestyle? Check out our next video on supplements for chronic inflammation for more tips and recipes. Thanks for watching, and here's to starting every day with a breakfast that fights for your health.